Good evening, all of you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Very good
Good
evening.
evening, ma'am.
My screen is visible.
Yes,
Is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
ma'am.
visible?
Ma'am.
Okay. All of you know all these things. Only point you just note it down. Today we will discuss last portions of Unit 5, that is gender ethics and sexual harassment. First of all, we have to understand the meaning and definitions of what is this gender equality means. According to, I have cited one definition of the UNICEF. According to the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, has defined gender equality is the equal valuing by the society of the similarity and differences of a man and woman and the roles they play. It is based on a woman and a man being full partners in the home, community, and society. Equality does not mean that the woman and man will become the same, but women and man right, responsibility, and opportunity will not depend on whether they are born male or female. All of you know these gender equality. These are the root cause of a gender inequality. We all of you know about the gender equality, but these are the point in a workplace while people are working. During that time, they what are the different inequality they have to face. First is stereotyping and a gender role. First of all, understand what is this stereotyping. Stereotyping means certain people says that it is a natural tendency that a specific role for the specific professions. Like as a woman, that the profession must be a care or nursing. If that male, then that person um, higher as a department of leadership and decision making. These are called as a stereotype and stereotype of decisions. And these stereotype is not only hampered to the individual talent. Means individual talent means one person is very talented, they do not get that opportunity for being a part of taking the good leadership quality. So while there is a hiring of any employees that they take care about that, what the skill and the talent among them, and on the basis of that, right person at the right place at the right time is required, so that that can be organization put in the best role for that or justify role for the employee. Do you understand the first point, stereotyping?
Madam, again, please tell, madam.
Acha. Stereotyping means people think that it is a natural means it is natural suit that specific role for the specific profession. While the woman is considered teaching, nursing, these are professions are best for them. While the male is concerned, the decision making or the army, such type of a profession suits for them. These are called as a stereotyping and gender roles. माने आमको किए होची मेल और फीमेल जो डिफरेंसेस जो आमे कहूछु जेंडर इक्वालिटी कहिकी इनइक्वालिटी एउठु स्टार्ट होची जेतेबेले आमे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रे कोनोसी पिल्ला को हायर करूछु. During that time, as she is a girl, she cannot handle all the situation, so hire more male member. So these such type of things should be avoid or eradicated within the organization. First of all, understand the skill and the talent among the different individual, then after they hire the person. Got my point?
Okay, madam. Yes.
अच्छा, समझते बुझी गले? समझते बुझी गले?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next point is about unequal pay and compensation. এটা समझते जानी चाहती? ना नहीं?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର promotion ହବ, bonus, pension ଦିଆଗଲା କି pension scheme କିଛି implement ହୁଏ, during that time such type of attributes are found to be unequal situations. That means unequal pay and compensation. It means in a workplace that is a discrimination is occur on the basis of male and a female on the basis of this, while the fixation of a payment and the compensation. Lastly, lack of a career development and a progression opportunity. Career development and progression opportunity means while long hour working, flexibility working arrangement, and inadequate family friendly policies can be attributed during the time the women career they have to means compromise. ବହୁତ ସମୟ କାମ କରିବା, ଫ୍ଲେକ୍ସିବିଲିଟି ନଥିବା, ମନେକର 8টাରେ ଗଲା ରାତି 9ଟା ବେଳକୁ ଫେରିବା, ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଟାଇମିଂ ପିରିୟଡ ଥାଏ କିଛି କିଛି ଘରେ ଏଇ ଟାଇପ ର ଜବ କଲା ବେଳକୁ କଣ କରାଯାଏ, ଅବଜେକ୍ସନ କରାଯାଏ, ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ରେ ଅବଜେକ୍ସନ ହୁଏ, ନାଇଁ ସି ଇଜ ଅ गर्ल, ସି cannot work for the longer time, ସି
We
ଇଜ ଅ
can say
boy,
it's a
he
conservative
can work.
mentality.
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
We can say it is a conservative mentality like old mentality.
ଆଚ୍ଛା, କନଜରଭେଟିଭ କହିପାର, ଓଲ୍ଡ କହିପାର, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଟା ମେଣ୍ଟାଲିଟି ଆଜି ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆମ ଲୋକଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଅଛି, ଆଜି ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ। ଠିକ ଅଛି, ତ these are the root cause of a gender inequality in workplace. Is it clear this slide? Yes or no?
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଗୋଟେ ଡାଉଟ୍
Yes.
ଅଛି।
ହଁ କୁହନ୍ତୁ।
ୟୁନିଟ୍ 5 ତ ଏଥିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁଜ ଅଛି।
ଏଥିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁଜ କଣ, କୋଉଟା ରିଲେଟେଡ?
IT, medical, engineering, public servant matter.
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
मैम आपण जो
କୋଉଟା ଅଛି?
पढ़ोचंदी यूनिट 5 ना कोटा पढ़ोचंदी मैम?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା, ୟୁନିଟ୍ 5 ରୁ।
मैम यूनिट 5 फास्ट अछि बोधे आईटी मेडिकल इंजीनियरिंग एगुडा तो मैम?
ସେଇଟା ହଉଛି 4 ରେ ଆମେ ପଢେଇଛେ ନା,
ना
यूनिट
मैम
4 ରେ
No,
आईटी
ma'am,
मेडिकल
ଏଇଟା
मार्केटिंग
5
फाइनान्स एचआर।
एक्चुअली
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
मैम बुक रे एटा ही अछि मैम आईटी मेडिकल यूनिट 5 रे अछि।
ସିଲାବସ ଅନୁସାରେ କଣ ଅଛି?
मैम यूनिट 4 रे इथिकल इश्यूज 1
ସିଲାବସରେ ଅଛି 4 ରେ।
ସିଲାବସ ରେ ଆଜ୍ଞା ଏଟା ନାହିଁ।
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ,
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ, ହଁ, you are
No,
audible,
ma'am.
your voice is clearly audible.
No, madam.
Syllabus
Gender
ରେ
ethics is not there. Gender ethics is not there.
ସିଲାବସରେ ନାହିଁ ଏଇଟା।
this is the your syllabus or not? ଏଇ ସିଲାବସ ରେ ଅଛି, ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଏଇ ସିଲାବସ ଅଛି ତ?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ, ଏଇଟା ନାଇଁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା,
ସିଲାବସ।
আর 5th ୟୁନିଟ୍ ରେ କଣ ଅଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା, ଟିକେ କହିବେ?
Unit ରେ ଅଛି
Unit
ethical issue 2,
ହୁଁ
IT, medical, engineering, public
ହୁଁ,
servant matters, case Oxford University का ଗୋଟେ एक study, case study.
ଓକେ। ଆଉ 4th ୟୁନିଟ୍ ରେ କଣ ଅଛି?
Fourth unit ରେ ethical issue 1, marketing and HR finance.
ମାର୍କେଟିଂ ଏଚଆର ଫିନାନ୍ସ। ଏଇ ସିଲାବସ ଟା ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ମତେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଇଥିରେ ଦେଖେଉଛନ୍ତି ନା ଆପଣ ସେକ୍ସୁଆଲ ହାରାସମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡିସ୍କ୍ରିମିନେସନ, ଜେଣ୍ଡର ଏଥିକାଲ ଇସ୍ୟୁଜ, ଜେଣ୍ଡର ଏଥିକ୍ସ, ସେକ୍ସୁଆଲ ହାରାସମେଣ୍ଟ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡିସ୍କ୍ରିମିନେସନ ଅଛି, ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି ନା 5th ୟୁନିଟ୍?
ଆଜ୍ଞା
Fifth unit
यस
हाँ
मैम
हाँ
आपणकर जो आज्ञा
ଏଇଟା
आज्ञा
ଯୋଉଟା କି
मैम
ଆମକୁ
आपण
ସେ-
ସିଲାବସ
जोटा
ଆମ-
शेयर
ଅଲଗା
करछन
ମିଳିଛି
सेटरे
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ।
देखा जाउछ मैम,
sexual
बट
harassment and discrimination ନା ଦେଖା ହଉଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଯୋଉଟା ଅଛି,
आपण
ହଁ,
को पीपीटी रे अछि मैम एटा
but it is ଆମ
बट
ପାଖରେ ସେମିତି ନା, ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି
ନାଇଁ,
ଦିଟା।
ମୁଁ just
unit 4 is ethical
ନାଇଁ,
issue 1
ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ,
and fifth is ethical issue 2.
ହଁ,
Ethical issue 2 ରେ ଅଛି IT, medical, engineering, public servant matter and Oxford University press case study.
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ, ଆପଣ ବୁକ୍ ସିଲାବସ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି।
जो पेट्रोनेट आदमी फोन
यस
नहीं
मैम
उठा
यस
रहे,
मैम
मैं
बुक
फोन
सिलेबस
कर
देखिछु
रहा
सिलेबस
हूँ, वो हमको पैसे भी नहीं दिए।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ୟୁନିଟ 2 ରେ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ଅଛି, ଧର୍ମ, ଅର୍ଥ, କର୍ମ, ମୋକ୍ଷ, ଭଗବତ ଗୀତା, ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ ରାମାୟଣ, ମହାଭାରତ ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ
ନାଇଁ
ଅଛି।
ନାଇଁ, ଆପଣ ବହି ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ସିଲାବସ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, ମତେ ଖାଲି ଏତିକି
ସିଲାବସ
କ୍ଲିୟର
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ
କରନ୍ତୁ।
ନାଇଁ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଟା ମୁଁ ସେୟାର କରାହେଇଛି ସିଲାବସ
ଏଇ ସିଲାବସ ଏଇଟା ତ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ସେୟାର କରାଯାଇନି।
ନାଇଁ, ଏଟା
ନୋ
ହଉଛି
ମ୍ୟାମ।
107
या
ଆଉ
ନମ୍ବର
ଏଟା
ବି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଭୁଲ ଅଛି
104,
ଏପଟେ ଯୋଉ।
ଏଟା ହଉଛି 133 ଆପଣ ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଯୋଉଟା Business
Ah,
ethics and corporate governance. No, it is not corporate governance. It is
Sina,
only business ethics.
हाँ
That is
हाँ
133030210 code.
104 107 this is 107 अच्छा
Yes.
ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଦେଖିଲେ ଅଛି କି ethical leadership unit 2
Ethical leadership ଅଛି unit 3 ରେ.
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ
unit
ମୁଁ
3 ରେ
ଚାଟ୍ ରେ ସିଲାବସ ଟା ପଠେଇଛି ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଦେଖିବେ ଦେଖିପାରନ୍ତି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଠିକ ଅଛି ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସୋ ମଚ୍ ମୋ ପାଖକୁ ଯୋଉ ସିଲାବସ ଟା ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାମ ପଠେଇଥିଲେ ସେଇ ସିଲାବସ ଅନୁସାରେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କୁ କରଉଛି ଆଉ ଆପଣ ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ୱରି ଆବାଉଟ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମୁଁ ତାପରେ ଦେଖିବି ସେଟା କଣ ଅଛି କଣ ନାହିଁ ମୁଁ ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଏଇଟା ନ କହିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ଚାଲନ୍ତୁ ଆମର ୟୁନିଟ
Ethical
ଲିଡରସିପ କୁ
leadership.
ଆସନ୍ତୁ ୟେସ୍ ଏଥିକାଲ ଲିଡରସିପ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିଦବା ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆଉ ମୁଁ
Yes.
ରିଲେଟେଡ ଟୁ ଦ ଆଇଟି HR finance marketing functional area I have already been covered
वो जो ये पेट्रोनेट का उठा था मैं
Medic
क्या बात किया तुम
बोलिए
medical engineering public servant matter.
okay okay I will cover it don't worry about that I will cover that
ଟିକେ ମାଇକ୍ ବନ୍ଦ
acha
କର କାର ମାଇକ୍
मैं
ଅନ୍ ଅଛି।
कल फोन किया
who
उठाया नहीं आज
somebody
नहीं मैं
is
Padi sir,
disturbing
Padi sir,
please
Padi
Padi
sir,
sir, please.
Padi sir.
Padi sir, please.
ओके ओके
yes
ओके ओके
okay fine okay let's start with our model okay fine I will cover it don't worry about that let's start with the leadership okay that is some means that is maybe some confusion is that I will clear it after the completion of this class I will call to the Rasmi ma'am and discuss about this matter don't worry ମୁଁ out of beyond syllabus କିଛି ପଢେଇନି ଏଇଟା କହିଲି ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ additions ରହିଥିଲା ଆଚ୍ଛା problem ଥିଲା ଏଇଟା ହେଲେ leadership ସୋଚି start କରିବା ଆଚ୍ଛା ତ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଖାଲି ରହିଲା medical ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ରହିଲା ଆପଣ କହିଲେ କଣ ରହିଲା fourth unit ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ functional area ରେ ମୁଁ କଣ ଛାଡି
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ୟୁନିଟ୍
medical
ଥ୍ରୀ
medical
ର
engineering,
IT
medical
medical,
IT cover ହେଇଯାଇଛି sir ଭାଇରସ ଉପରେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ discussion
IT
କରିଥିଲେ ସେଇଟା
medical
IT class ଥିଲା
IT
ma'am,
IT
medical
medical
cover ହେଇଯାଇଛି
public
engineering,
madam IT
servant matter
HR finance cover ହେଇଯାଇଛି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
marketing
cover
ଖାଲି
ହେଇଯାଇଛି ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଖାଲି ରହିଲା medical engineering public servant matter and Oxford University case study.
ପ୍ରେସ୍
public
2000 ସିଲାବସ।
servant ଆଚ୍ଛା
Oxford University University କୋଉଠି ଅଛି ଆପଣ?
ଲାଷ୍ଟ ୟୁନିଟ୍ 5 ରେ ଅଛି।
Last unit
unit
5.
5 ର last କୁ ଅଛି।
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଅଛି ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ହଁ ଆଜ୍ଞା
The
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
case
ବୁକ୍ ରେ ଅଛି
Oxford
ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
University Press 2007 ସେଟା ଲେଖା ଅଛି।
in a one class I will cover it all this thing don't worry about that come to the leadership is that ethical dilemma in your syllabus or not
No, not written.
okay
नो मैम।
what do one
ethical
thing
ଏଥିକାଲ ଲିଡରସିପ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ମୋରାଲ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଏଥିକ୍ସ।
ଅଛି ମ୍ୟାମ୍
okay,
ୟୁନିଟ୍ 3 ରେ ଅଛି
listen
ethical
to me first
leadership and
listen to
value
me
system।
first after the completion of this class please share your this syllabus again accordingly I will follow the further classes we will discuss but
ୟେସ୍
let's
ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
start with this
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ethical leadership
କେମିତି ସେୟାର କରିବୁ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ଆପଣ ତ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ କେମିତି ସେୟାର କରିବୁ ସେଇଟା?
ନାଇଁ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍
ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ମୁଁ କଥା ହେବି ମୁଁ ମ୍ୟାମଙ୍କ ସହିତ କଥା ହେଇକି ମୋ ସିଲାବସ ଇଏ କରିବି ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ୱରି ଆବାଉଟ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଖାଲି ଏଇଟା ଆଜି କ୍ଲାସଟା କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ଲିଡରସିପ ଉପରେ ଯୋଉ ଅଛି ସେଟା କଭର କରିଦବା କାଇଁ ବେକାର ଟାଇମ ୱେଷ୍ଟ କରିବା ଠିକ ଅଛି
leadership ୟୁନିଟ୍ 2 ରେ ଅଛି ୟୁନିଟ୍ 3 ରେ ଅଛି ଅସୁବିଧା କିଛି ନାହିଁ।
Yes ma'am.
ହଁ 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 ଆପଣ
We
ସେଇ
should go
ଅନୁସାରେ
forward.
ଦେଖିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ
ହଉ
ଆମେ
ଥାଉ ଥାଉ
ବିୟଣ୍ଡ
ସେତିକି ଥାଉ ଅବିକା ଖାଲି କ୍ଲାସଟା କେମିତି ସରିଯାଉ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ଏବେ ଏତିକି ଖାଲି ପଢେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ।
ହଁ ନ ପଢେଇଲେ ସମୟ ନଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯିବ ଟାଇମ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ୱେଷ୍ଟ
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ହେଇଯିବ
ପ୍ଲିଜ
ହଁ
କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ।
let's start all of you know who is the leader and what is the meaning of leadership who is the leader
ଦ ମ୍ୟାନ୍ ହୁ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ୍ସ ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ।
hey do man is control you are a remote control what
No, no, ma'am. Like who can lead like on things?
A man who can influence others.
Not a
okay
man, not
very good
only a person. Let's not go on gender.
Yes.
no gender biasness will occur again
Yes.
okay okay fine a person acha a person with a follow that person is called as a leader remember this thing come to the slide a leader is a person who guide and direct other called as a follower he gives focus to the effort of his follower here it means that leader must have a follower and that person have a very quality of motivations to influence to other provoke other to follow their principle So that person is called as a leader. Then what is the leadership means? Leadership is the act of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. That is called as a leadership. Remember these two terms, that a leader is a person who guided and directed others followers. Without followers, no leader is considered. If I'll say I am a leader, if I have no followers, then that doesn't mean that I am a leader. Got my point? Here it is, for a leader, follower is required. Without follower, no leader is there. That's why one person must have a follower. Acha, what is the leadership? Leadership means is act of motivating other to do something or to achieve certain goal. That is called as the leadership. This is the two term, basic term, leader and leadership. Come to the what is the ethical leadership means. Ethical leadership is directed by respect for ethical benefits, value, dignity, and rights of other. One person who is an ethical leader. Remember that leadership and leader. And now the ethical leader. Who is a ethical leadership? Is who is a direct by respect for ethical benefit. Ethical point of view, they direct create a value and a dignify and a right of to other. These are the called as a ethical leadership. What are the characteristics? Who can be a leader, ethical leader? First is focus on organizational success rather than the personal ego. Why, if the one person provoke other for the I, me, myself, during that time, that person is not a leader. Who is the ethical leader? The leader who focus on organizational success as well as other success, not only one success. Okay. Second point: find the best people and develop them. Here, what happened in organization? Many people are working. While working, during that time, everybody is unique and they have a different sphere of skills are there. It is the responsibility of an ethical leader to find out the best people and develop them accordingly. It is the responsibility of ethical leader. Third point, focus on organizational value and purpose. Here in this third point, organizational value is the most important. Value means belief system. Yes, sir. Somebody is saying something. If you have any problem, talk to me. No other mode of communication. Whatever the problem, whatever the question, ask to me. This 1 hour is for mine. No other way communication. Among them, you can talk in a telephone. Why we are continuously disturbing? Whether you do not understand, I am not discussing any point from the out of syllabus. Why your murmuring sounds are there? I am taking the class of ethics. All the unethical work is done in my class. Okay. Next, come to the take a charitable understanding of other values. Your it is not the only the finance is the not the constraint. Something is do or don't do for the society without any expectations. That person, if such quality is there, that person declare as an ethical leader. Next is know the limit of the value and ethical principle they live. So here it is any ethical leader that must understand the value system and the principle they follow. These are the things. And lastly, the frame the actions in ethical term. These are the quality is required for an ethical leader. First is they focus on organizational success. Second is about the best, find out the best people and develop them. Then next is the focus on the organizational values and purposes. Next is the make the conservations about the ethics, values, and creations of the value for the stakeholders. Next is to take the charitable understanding of other value, then know the limit of the value and ethical principle. Lastly, the frame the actions in ethical term. These are the requirement of a or characteristics of a ethical leader. If have any doubt, ask.
No, ma'am.
Nothing. Okay. Come to the next. Why practice this ethical leadership? Or as all of you
Madam,
know,
can you
within
just
the organization.
see the
Yes,
earlier
sir.
slide?
Yes, sir.
Earlier slide. Earlier slide, just the
Earlier.
ethical
Okay,
leadership.
earlier, sir. This one?
Just a minute. Yeah. There's the top only that I'm writing the tape for ethical benefits. Values.
Madam will provide this all these slides at the end of the class.
Yes, sir. No
There is no
problem. I
need
will
to
share.
screenshot, yeah, exact
Okay,
copy.
it is very difficult to take the screenshot. Means each unit consists of 30 to 40 slides. It's very difficult to take all the screenshot and make it jot down all these things. Oh, don't worry. At the end, I will share all the slide to Deepak
And
sir,
the
and he will share it to you. Don't worry. Come to the
okay.
next is why this such practice of the ethical leadership. First of all, as I told you that ethical leadership based upon the leadership which is based upon their ethics, moral aspect. Why this ethical leadership is required? First of all, the behavior to the organizations and the community. Means what happened within the organization, sometime what happened, take an example today class. Every class you became very silent, but today class you started disturbing. So this is coming under that if the leadership, that means I have no command over you, then you started chit-chatting among each other and the entire class will disturb. The behavior is very bad because this 1 hour time is very precious to you. You understand everything and write down everything, and on the basis of that you will appear your exam. So behavior to the organization and community is a very much essential, and that can be controlled through an ethical leader. Second is builds trust. That means while you trust somebody else, you can work properly. Otherwise, the organization can sustain for the longer period. So trust is required for if there is a leader is ethical. Next is to bring credibility and respect to the both the organization and employee. Here, ethical leader always try to bridge the gap between organization and the employee in an ethical way. Lastly, it create a good climate within the organization. Lastly is that ethical leader is always create positive atmosphere or a positive environment in a work organization so that everybody appear means go to their workplace with happily. So these are the point for which ethical leadership is required. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Come to the next importance of leaders in an organization. We discussed last slide the leadership. Now we discuss about the why this organization need a leader. First is a leader act as a friend to the employee he is leading. First thing, a friend to the employee. Second, a leader recognizes the potentialities of individual and transform them into reality. As I told that, ethical leader always try to identify different skills and talent among the employee. On the basis of that, they transfer that means a talent and a reality into reality. That is the ethical leaders recognize that potentiality and transfer into reality. Next is a leader win the confidence of the employees of an organization because that person is a very ethical. Next is a leader unites the people as a team and build up a team spirit. As an ethical leader is a good motivator, that's why people trust them. That's why they work in a team and build up means encourage the team spirit. Next is a leader maintain discipline among his group and develop a sense of responsibilities among them. As it is a ethical leader, they maintain discipline in the group and try to develop responsibility among them. These are the things is required. Next is a leader build up a high moral among employee of the organization. Next, it is motivate his group in order to achieve the goal and objective of the organization. Then next is about ethical. They maintain ethical standard among the employee of the organization. And then lastly, a leader act as a link between work group and focus outside the organization. That means they link between work group and outside of the organization. These are the importance of a leader in a organization. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, do you know these types of leadership style? Leadership style, do you know? Autocratic, democratic, charismatic, bureaucratic, freelance leadership style?
No.
Acha. Autocratic leader. Autocratic leader is a centralize all the power. They became that person became unrealistic demand. The next is extensive principle. Punishment. Do not allow any subordinate to participate in decision making. There are different type of style of leaders are there. This autocratic leader is try to dominate other. In an organization, some leaders are there. They always try to dominate and they giving the on means unpredictable. They giving unpredictable target to their employee, which is very difficult to achieve. And if that employee do not achieve the target, then they give the punishment. Such type of leader coming under autocratic or directive type style of leader. Example କହିପାରିବେ କି କିଏ?
डिफेन्स सिस्टम
ନା ନା ଡିଫେନ୍ସ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ନାହିଁ, ତାଙ୍କର ଡିସିପ୍ଲିନ ଥାଏ ନା ଅଲଗା ଟାଇପର ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପଲ। ଆମେ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ଭିତରେ କରୁଛେ କି ୱାର୍ଲଡ ସାରା ଯୋଉ ଲୋକ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କ ଭିତରୁ ଭଲ ରିନାଉଣ୍ଡ ଲିଡର କିଏ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି?
କିମ୍ ଜong un ଅଫ ନର୍ଥ କୋରିଆ।
ହଁ, ଭେରି ଗୁଡ। ସବୁବେଳେ ଡୋମିନେଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେ ଚାହେଁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ। ଆଉ କିଏ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ହବ?
ହିଟଲର।
ହିଟଲର, ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେଡ, ଭେରି ଗୁଡ। ସବୁ ଯାକ ପାୱାର କଣ କରେ? ନିଜ ହାତରେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହେଁ ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ପନିଶମେଣ୍ଟ ଦିଏ। ତ
ଚାଇନା
ଏଇଟା ଆସିବ।
ଚାଇନା
ହଁ, ଚାଇନାର କୋଉ ଲିଡର ନା କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଆପଣ?
ଜିନ୍ କେମ୍
ନା ମନରୁ କହିଦେଲେ?
ଯୋଉ
ମନରୁ।
ଏବେ ଯେ ପ୍ରେସିଡେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି ନା
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଜିମ୍
ଜିନପିଙ୍ଗ
ଜିନପିନ୍।
ସି
ହଁ
ଜିନପିଙ୍ଗ।
ହଁ,
ପୁଟିନ
ନା ପୁଟିନ ଆସିବନି, କାରଣ ସିଏ ସିନା ୟୁକ୍ରେନ ଉପରେ ଆଟାକ କରୁଛି, ସିଏ କିନ୍ତୁ ଲିଡରସିପ ଅନୁସାରେ ତାଙ୍କ ରଷିଆରେ ତ ସେ ଭଲ ଲିଡର ହେଇକି ଅଛି, ସିଏ ଆସିବ। ଆଜ୍ଞା, ଯୋଉ କହିଲେ ହିଟଲର,
ହିଟଲର ଇଜ ଦ ବେଷ୍ଟ
ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଇଜ ହିଟଲର। ଚାଲ ନେକ୍ସଟ କୁ ଯିବା। ଡେମୋକ୍ରେଟିକ or participative style. It is a participates the leaderships by consultations. Authority is decentralized. Decisions are arrived at after the consultations with the followers and participations by them. This style improves job satisfactions and the moral of employees. There is two-way communications. And democratic leaderships माने ସବୁ ମାନେ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ନେଇକି ଚଳିବା, ସେକୁ କୁହନ୍ତି ଡେମୋକ୍ରାଟିକ ଲିଡର। ସିଏ whenever any decisions are taken by that leader, they consult with their colleagues, subordinates, then after they take the final decision. Here this style can improve the job satisfaction. ଲୋକମାନେ part of the organization ହେଲେ, part of decision ହେଲେ ବହୁତ satisfy feel କରିବେ ଆଉ morally ସେମାନେ ବହୁତ positive ଥାନ୍ତି। ଏଥିରେ ଟୁ ୱେ କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ୍ସ ଥାଏ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ ମିନ୍ସ ଲିଡର ଆଉ ଫଲୋର ଦି ଜଣ ଓପନଲି କଥା ହେଇପାରିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ବିଫୋର ଦ ଅଟୋକ୍ରାଟିକ ଲିଡରରେ ଫଲୋର କିଛି କହିବାର ନାହିଁ, ଖାଲି ଲିଡର ଯାହା କହିବ ସେୟା କରିବେ। ଏଇଟା ହେଲା ଡେମୋକ୍ରାଟିକ ଟାଇପ ଅଫ ଲିଡରସିପ। ଆମର ଡେମୋକ୍ରାଟିକ ନା କଣ? ଡିକ୍ଟେଟରସିପ ଆଉ ଡେମୋକ୍ରାଟିକ ଆମ କଣ?
ଡେମୋକ୍ରାଟିକ।
Very good. Democratic or participative leadership style. Next, that is a charismatic leader. An ability to influence other based on supernatural gift and attractive power. Charismatic leader motivate the follower to get the things done or improve the way certain things are done. Example is MK Gandhi. जानचंदी आपण माने समझते हैं?
Yes.
Yes.
Lal
अच्छा.
Bahadur Shastri.
आउ का ना कोई परिवे?
Lal Bahadur Shastri.
हाँ,
Vivekanand.
very good. लाल बहादुर शास्त्री. आउ
Subhas Bose.
सुभाष बोस. आउ
Narendra Modi.
नरेंद्र मोदी. हाँ, मु कहली रिसेंट एग्जांपल काहे किसी दउनंती. समझे पॉलिटिकल एग्जांपल दउचंदे. आउ के नांती?
Vivekanand, madam.
वेरी गुड. विवेकानंद. आउ
Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
महेंद्र सिंह धोनी. अच्छा, वेरी गुड. आउ क्रिकेटर जड़े आसिले. आउ किसी नहीं? रतन टाटा को हमें भूली गले की?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
Dr.
Yes,
Sudha
Ratan.
Murthy.
Sudha Murthy, very good. That person, she is a very visionary lady. Acha. Ebe बुझी गले charismatic leader? That persons are supernatural gifts are given by the God to attract the other through their motivation speech, where all the follower behind that leader. That person is a very means visionary and articulative personality that a person have. So these are person is called as a charismatic leader. And next is a bureaucratic leader. Bureaucratic, all of you know? Administration, bureaucratic, personality. समझ जानचंदी? The leaders follow the rules and regulations only. They are bounded by the company's policies and procedures. That leader is called as a bureaucrat leader. That is example is Dr. Manmohan Singh, former Prime Minister, is coming under bureaucrat leaders. Then freelance leadership style. You know, in some organization, आज्ञा आज्ञा कौन कहते
Noise,
freelance.
madam. Noise, madam.
Okay, noise pollution. Freelance leadership style, complete delegations of authority into the hand of the subordinate. They must plan, motivate, control, and be responsible for their own action. Subordinates are well trained and highly knowledgeable. Organization goals have been communicate well and are acceptable to the subordinates. In the some organization, if you see that some organization leaders are doing nothing. तमे माने जहा कहबो हाँ हाँ ठीक ठीक तमे जमु जोडे ठीक लागु तुम सेटा करो एमती किछि लोक अछंती कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रे जो माने काम
Yes, ma'am.
करछंती से माने किछि डिसीजन नियंतिनी जदी किछि भूल हे गेला ए मु बा सेही कथा कहउतली मना करथली करिया बे से माने मिसी कि सब करले एमती किछि लोक अछंती ना
Yes, yes.
से माने कोनोसी
Yes, no,
डिसीजन
ma'am.
नियंतिनी कोनोसी प्लान नियंतिनी कंट्रोल किछि करंतिनी किछि डिसीजन नियंतिनी सबु हापाजाट थाए. So that's a type of a leader is called as a French type of a leadership. If you see this diagram, you can understand. Autocratic leader देखि पारछन्ती आपण? तीन जण थिया आइछन्ती
Yes,
तळे. Do
ma'am.
this. Autocratic. मु कहली तमे करो. खाली देखिबो तांगे एरो मार तळगु आसीची. एठी देखो. Laissez faire or a freelance type of a means leader who said do this or that as you see fit. देखि पारछन्ती? तम इच्छा जाटा सेटा करो. डेमोक्रेटिक लीडरशिप रे देखंतु एरो
Yes,
मार्क
ma'am.
को पटे अछि दी टू वे अछि. What do you
Double
think
arrow.
we should do? These are the three different type of leadership style based upon on the authority. Come to the what the quality of an ethical leader is required. These are the three qualities are required for an ethical leader. Transformational leadership, authentic leadership, spiritual leadership. There are three qualities are required for an ethical leader. Discuss one by one. First is a transformational leadership. Transformation is a moral leadership because the transformational leaders inspire their followers to look beyond self-interest and work together for a collective purpose. Can you understand this thing? ବୁଝିପାରୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ମାନେ? Transformational leader?
Yes, ma'am.
ବୁଝିଗଲେ? କଣ ବୁଝିଲେ ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ମତେ କହିଲେ?
Means they do not bound by the rules. They think beyond the rules, and they do something different and new kind of things. So they
But in
can.
a collective way.
Yes, ma'am.
But in
वो सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट को ना देख के उसने ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल कलेक्टिवली ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल गोल के लिए काम करता है, जिसका वजह से एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आता है, ताकि उसका टीम का अंदर में है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन लेके आता है.
Very good. Here, such type of leaders are inspire their follow that think something beyond what other not think, but to think in a collective way. Do something in a collective way means in a team. Work in a team and don't think about the self means the I, me, myself rather than the self interest. Think for the organization. Okay, that is called as a transformational leadership. Then next is authentic leaders. Authentic leaders is a philosophy to leaderships that emphasizes on building the leaders legitimate through the honest responsible honest relationship with the followers, which value their input and are built on ethical foundations. Here authentic leadership means they always focus over the how honestly they build their relations and maintain that, and they create the value as input for the foundations of ethical. These are the authentic type of leader. Before what happened, they give emphasize work together for the organization, transformational leader. Second one is they emphasize on the rules and regulations on the which is based upon good relationship, good rules and regulations and honest relationship. These two terms. Spiritual leader. Spiritual leader is a developed within an intricate motivations model that incorporate the vision and the faith. Spiritual leader focused on means spiritual part, that is your vision, faith, trust, which is major motivations quality for a leader. These are the three type of leaderships are there. Before discuss leadership style, now we discuss about three type of leadership. Now how this leader can be developed? First, for making this development process, bring the conversations about how the organization benefit its stakeholder and about to understand the organizational value. Organizational value and stakeholder plays very much important role for sustain for the longer period. Second is company arrange the leadership's development program. These program need to the strengthen by adding the idea of a ethical leader. Is here this company means within the company lots of means programs are there, like in our organization we are organizing FDP means faculty development program, and in a corporate they organize MDP management development program. During this making such type of a program or a training program, here it is must be added the ethical leader, so will be strengthened to become increased number of ethical leader within the organization. ଆମର organization ଭିତରେ ethical leader ମାନଙ୍କର ସଂଖ୍ୟା ବହୁତ କମ. तो एटी होची organizational responsibility होची they create as much as more program so that ethical leadership will increase. That is the objective of an organization to develop to increase number of ethical leader. Lastly, the ability to challenge the authority. There is no such things as a true ethical leaderships. Sometimes what happen within the organization, says people says that no, nothing ethical leaders are there, only leaders are working and no ethical type of leader, nobody is doing nothing. Not like that. It is ethical leaders are there who do something for the organization rather than focusing on the self improvement. Come to the differences between ethical leadership and unethical leaderships. Who are the ethical leaderships? First is increase organizational citizenship behavior. Unethical leadership decrease organizational citizenship behavior. Unethical always try to think about the self, and they try to improve of the self rather than the focus on the organizational benefit. Next is explaining that build trust, credibility, and respect both for the individual and for the organization. Ethical leader focus on trust, credibility, respect for the both the individual and the organization. Unethical is aggressive towards the organizations and the co-workers. Always think ill about the other. That is coming under unethical leader. କିଛି organization ଲୋକ କାମ କରନ୍ତି ସବୁବେଳେ ଉପରେ ଭଲ ଭିତରେ organization ନେଗେଟିଭ କଥା ଚିନ୍ତା କରନ୍ତି ଆଉ not only the organization ଯୋଉମାନେ co workers ମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ colleagues ମାନେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ମଧ୍ୟ ill thought ଆଣନ୍ତି. So that leader is coming under unethical leader. Next, ethical leader under if you can see that increase the self respect and the moral of the people in the organization. Always ethical leader give emphasis on the self respect of the other, but here in this unethical leader, that person is a completely focus on the negative attitude towards the other, and their attitude is not pessimistic employee attitude, means negative attitude towards other. Lastly, and under the ethical leader lead to collaborations which create a good atmosphere and good team working conditions. And unethical leader under you can see that it is difficult of the recruit and the bad working conditions. These are the basic difference between ethical leaderships and unethical leaderships. Have you any doubt on that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Come to the last slide. It is explain about how to improve these guidelines for the ethical leaderships. First is set a clear standard of ethical conduct. Here there is a clear standard of the ethical conduct is required. Second is model the ethical behavior in your own actions. Here first is a clear means set a clear standard of ethical conduct. Second is about the model, create a model for the ethical behavior. Next is help the people find the fair and ethical way to resolve the problems and the conflicts. The next is about the oppose the unethical practices in organization. Then implement the support the program to promote ethical behavior. Lastly, cultural values, laws, and ethical standard. These are the things which is required for an ethical leaderships. If I have any doubts from this slide? No doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. From the if I have any doubt from what today we have discussed, you can ask now. Any doubt? Any doubt from to whatever we today we have discussed?
No doubts.
No doubts. Okay. You have in a second unit that is the Indian perspective of on the ethics, 4 goal of a life dharma karma. Acha. Ethical leaderships, moral and ethic. See, ethical leaderships today we discuss and the value system we discuss. Moral and ethics we have already been discussed. In the first class, I have already told you that differences between moral and ethics. Ethical issues for the leaders today we have discussed. Fundamental issues, long-term, short-term goal. And the goal, the good and society of mankind. Okay, fine. Almost we have covered. Third unit we have covered. Right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Today class, third unit we have covered. Only there is a only on a second units that is we have left. Second
Yes.
unit, coming class we discuss. And yes, another thing, medical and engineering, public servant
Yes,
matter.
ma'am.
We have 3 days with us. ଆଉ 3 ଦିନ ଅଛି ନା?
Yes, ma'am.
3 ଦିନ ଅଛି ନା? ଆଚ୍ଛା ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଆମର ଏଇଟା 3 ଦିନରେ କଭର ହେଇଯିବ, ଡୋଣ୍ଟ वरी। ଆମେ ଅଲମୋଷ୍ଟ ତାହେଲେ କଭର ହେଇଗଲାଣି। ଖାଲି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ୟୁନିଟ। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତମ ମାନଙ୍କର ଏଇଟା MBA ତମ ମାନେ?
हाँ मैम।
ସମସ୍ତେ MBA ତ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
ଓକେ, ଠିକ ଅଛି ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଆମ କମିଂ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଆମର ଏଇଟାକୁ ଇଏ କରିଦବା, କଭର ଅପ୍ କରିଦେବି। ଆ ଭିତରୁ କିଛି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି କି?
नहीं मैम।
ନାଇଁ। ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ରେ କୋଉମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରୁ? ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କୋଉ ମାନେ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଅଛନ୍ତି? ଆଜ୍ଞା,
Ma'am.
ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟର ମାନେ କେହି ନାହାନ୍ତି?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
अच्छा मैम।
ଅଛନ୍ତି?
Yes, ma'am.
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟର ମାନଙ୍କର ଭିତରେ କିଛି ଅନଏଥିକାଲ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ ହୁଏ?
ବହୁତ
कुल नहीं मैडम।
ବହୁତ ଅଛି, ବହୁତ
ଅଛି।
କିଏ କହିଲେ ଜମା ହୁଏନି? ଆପଣଙ୍କର ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଟେଣ୍ଡର ନେଲା ବେଳକୁ ଅନଏଥିକାଲ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ ହୁଏନି?
ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ହୁଏନି।
ହାଁ?
ସେ ଅନଏଥିକାଲ
ନାଇଁ, ଆପଣ କହିଲେ, କିଏ ଜଣେ କହିଲେ ଯେ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ବଟ୍ କିଛି ଅନଏଥିକାଲ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ ହୁଏନି, ତ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ପଚାରିଲି।
No, ma'am, we normally people try to keep it limited, but ହୁଏ।
Normally keep it try to limited among for the self interest.
ସେଇଟା
ନାଇଁ,
depends person to person।
depends person to person।
Ma'am, actually
ହଁ, କୁହନ୍ତୁ। Actually,
ମାନେ ଏଇଟା not in a like chapter context ରେ, but though um, who the person would be in a leadership, like depend करे ତା ଉପରେ କି how he wants to write the entire project, right? So ଏଇଟା ତା ଉପରେ ହିଁ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
completely depend କରେ।
ଆଚ୍ଛା। ମୁଁ ତ ଯେତିକି ଜାଣିଛି ଯେ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ପ୍ରାୟ ଥାଏ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କର କଣ ବହୁତ ସାରା ତମର ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ରେ ଏଥିକ୍ସ ବି ଥାଏ, ରାଇଟ୍? ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଦେବା। ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ଆଉ ମେଡିକାଲ, ମେଡିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ରେ ତ ବହୁତ ସାରା ଅନଏଥିକାଲ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ ହୁଏ, ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟିଂ ୱିଥ ଆଡମିସନ୍ସ ଅଫ ପେସେଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ ଟିଲ୍ discharge.
Yes,
Lots
ma'am.
of unethical practices is occur in ICU also. There is a lots of unethical practices occur.
मैडम it has
Like
become a business now.
right, exactly. Nowadays it is not a hospital, it is a completely full-fledged business people are adopting. And how to control them? କେମିତି control କରିପାରିବା? କିଛି ଅଛି?
मैडम କିଛି rules ନାହିଁ मैडम, actually medical को କେହି ବି କିଛି କରି ପାରନ୍ତିନି।
medical ethics ଗୋଟେ ନାହିଁ?
କିଏ ମାନୁନାହାନ୍ତି मैडम।
It is in every field, madam, but it is up to the practitioners whether they follow those ethics or not.
Yes, exactly. Everything
Actually,
in the rule book are there, but thing is that whether we practice or not, it is depend upon us.
ma'am, actually there are two things. First, we need a
Yes.
board who can actually look into very deep details of every medical organization if you want every ethics to be followed. And normally ଆଉ ethics ନ follow କରିବାର ବି reason ଅଛି, କାହିଁକି ନା that is a cost effective way, like it's a expensive thing if you are following the ethics. Normally ସେଇଟାକୁ ହିଁ cost cutting କରିବାକୁ, even ଏଇଟା hospital case ରେ ନୁହଁ, in every business, like ମତେ ଧର ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ example ଦେବି, ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ example, like I need a certificate or a license to make a road. ମୁଁ ଚାହିଁବି କି ଯଦି ସେ license ଟା ମତେ maybe 1 lakh ପଡୁଛି, and somehow without having that license I can make a road directly more 1 lakh profit ହେଲା। So for that reason, like all the businesses or all the organizations, they try to cost cut in some other way, and then they end up with following unethical practices. So that can only
Okay.
be managed if you have a strong board who audits everything and checks whether like a random audit, and then they check and found that whether the organization is following the proper ethical practices or not, then that can be streamlined up. But normally, more understanding or my point of view is that ki cost cutting ru hi unethical practice ta start हुए, and that leads to a keep on another unethical practices. So सेटा
ओ
मुझे बड़ी
अच्छा ठीक है। ओ अच्छा, everybody knows everything what is good and what is bad, but the thing is that depend upon you how you take your own decision. Okay.
absolutely
Okay, how much the time with us? କେତେ ମିନିଟ ଅଛି ଆମ ପାଖରେ?
probably another 4 minutes.
4 minutes ଅଛି। ଆଚ୍ଛା ଠିକ ଅଛି, ଆମର 4 minutes ଭିତରେ ଏଇଟା କିଛି ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଦବା, କାଳେ
Yes, ma'am.
ସ୍କୋର ସରିବନି ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ। ୟୁନିଟ୍ 2 ରେ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କର ଅଛି ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନ ପର୍ସପେକ୍ଟିଭ୍ସ ଅନ୍ ଏଥିକ୍ସ। our entire life of a man is based upon 4M. Purusartha, that is called as a Purusartha. Purusartha means being a human being. Artha is a Purus means human being. Artha means it is a means the purpose, the objective or meaning. To if you make it together, Purusartha means the purpose of our life or the objective of our life. If you say our objective of a life, our entire life is based upon 4M: dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. What is this dharma means? Dharma
To do
means
the
our what? Yes, sir.
right
Somebody
things.
saying yes, sir. You
Dharma
all of you
means
know
to
this.
do the right thing.
Dharma means here what is your duty? Duty towards your family, duty towards your society, duty towards your world and universe as well. That explain about your dharma. Dharma or the virtue, self-realization, truth, right way of living and moral value. That is a dharma. Dharma means what is your duty? We said that our duty to earn money. To earn money, to whom you earn money? ଆମେ ଅନ୍ ଯୋଉ କରୁଛେ ମନି କାହା ପାଇଁ କରୁଛେ? ନିଜ ପାଇଁ,
For the
ସୋସାଇଟି ପାଇଁ,
family,
ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ପାଇଁ,
for the
ସୋସାଇଟି
society.
ପାଇଁ, କାହା ପାଇଁ କରୁଛେ? ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଅନଇଥିକାଲ ଇଲିଗାଲ ୱେରେ ଧର୍ମ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ଆସିଲା, ଅର୍ଥ ଆସିଲା, security of having the material comfort one need to live in the world with the erase wealth and the meaning of life. जो अर्थ जो meaning କହିଲେ ତା अर्थ କଣ ରହିଲା? ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ମୋବାଇଲ ଫୋନ ଅଛି ନା ଦିଟା ମୋବାଇଲ ଫୋନ ରହୁଛି ଏବେ?
ଆଜିକାଲି ଦିଟା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ।
କିଏ ତିନିଟା ଚାରିଟା ବି ରଖୁଛନ୍ତି। ମୋବାଇଲ ଫୋନ ୟୁଜ କଣ?
For connecting with the people.
କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ।
କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ
ଜଣଙ୍କ ମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ କମ୍ୟୁନିକେଟ କରିବା। ଆମେ ଦିଟା ମୋବାଇଲ ସାଇମଲ୍ଟେନିୟସଲି ୟୁଜ କରିପାରିବା କି?
No.
ଦିପଟେ କାନରେ ଦିପଟେ ମୋବାଇଲ ଧରିକି ବସି ପାରିବା, କଥା ହେଇପାରିବା? ନାଇଁ। Nowadays, people are utilizing their earth for comfort purposes rather than focusing on the what is really required. Okay. Dharma, all of you understand that dharma means it is a duty. What is the duty towards your family, society, universe as a whole? Artha means first Artha says that what you earn, that first priority give to your family. Family is the first person, first responsibility, then the society, then the country, then the world, then your universe. The earth is a whatever first of all first priority given to the family. If the any earth will left, then they use that earth for a society. This is all about the earth. Kama means here enjoyment and happiness. Giving a chocolate to a kid, that happiness what you receive, that is called as the kama. Kama always we use this word in a negative way, but the kama exact the meaning which is explained on Vedant, that enjoyment and happiness by the things which give you happy, make you happy. ଆମେ ଜିନିଷ ଗୋଟେ କିଣୁଛେ, ଗୋଟେ ଗଲେ ଆଜି ଗୋଟେ ଡ୍ରେସ ଟେ କିଣିକି ଆଣିଲେ, କଣ ଆମକୁ ଲାଗେ ସେଇ ସମୟଟା? ବହୁତ ଖୁସି ଲାଗେ। ପିନ୍ଧି ଦେଇକି ଆପଣ ଅଫିସ ଯାଇକି ବୁଲି or କଲେଜ ଯାଇକି ବୁଲି ଦେଇକି ଆସିଲେ, ତାପରେ କଣ ଲାଗେ ସେ ଡ୍ରେସଟା?
ସେଟା ପୁରୁଣା ହେଇଗଲା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହୁଏ।
ନାଇଁ ସେଇ ଡ୍ରେସ କଥା କଲି କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ଟିକେ କମିଯାଏ।
Yes, madam.
तापर दिन सेम ड्रेस टा पिंधी गले हैप्पीनेस टा सेती की रहे की
कमी जाए.
इंटेंसिटी कमे
Yes.
तापर दिन आउ फिर पिंधी गले पिला कहबे पो पाखरे बसने दूरे गिबो हैं हां कि
ठीक
नहीं
madam. ठीक
Yes,
ठीक.
sir. Yes.
तो এই जो जिनसटा को कहंती the happiness means when you first instant what you joyful in your feelings are that is called as the happiness. Pleasure is different and happiness is different here. Okay, pleasure means something extra things, extra happiness you get. That means if you help to the poor person, whenever the needy person you help them, that thing, that happiness create a pleasure within you. Okay, lastly is explain about the moksha. Moksha means the liberalizations. Somebody stop my presentation. Okay, lastly is moksha. Moksha is the liberalizations from all sorts of things that is coming moksha. All of you understand these things?
Yes, madam.
Four, what are they? Dharma. Then what is the aim in your life? 4M. Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha.
Moksha.
In an evaluation paper, don't write your aim in your life. Don't forget that these are the, in your syllabus, you will write these 4 aim in your life. Don't write that I would like to be engineer, doctor, all just some ଯେମିତି ଲେଖିବେ ନାହିଁ ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଲେଖିବେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଯଦି क्वेश्चन ଆସେ what are the 4 aims in a life, what you will write, କଣ ଲେଖିବେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ?
Dharma, artha.
Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Okay, clear all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Any doubt from this side? एति जेतेबेले इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव जहाँ डिस्कशन कले किसी डाउट अछि की?
No,
Madam,
ma'am.
good evening.
Okay, thank you very much.
Madam, good evening.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
evening, sir. ଆପଣ
ମୋର doubt ଅଛି.
ଆଜ୍ଞା କୁହନ୍ତୁ sir. ଆଚ୍ଛା sir, ନମସ୍କାର sir.
ନମସ୍କାର.
ଦେଖିକି ମାନେ ଶୁଣି ଖୁସି ଲାଗିଲା, ଦେଖି ପାରିନି ଶୁଣିକି ଖୁସି ଲାଗିଲା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ.
କଣ ଥଣ୍ଡା ହେଇଛି କି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା sir.
ଓହୋ.
ଆଚ୍ଛା sir, ଆମେ ବସିକି କଥା ହବା. ଫୋନ
ଏଟା
କଲେ
କଣ
ରିସିଭ କରିବେ.
ଏଟା କଣ ଗଭର୍ନାନ୍ସ ପଢଉଛନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ? ଏଥିକ୍ସ
ନାଇଁ
ଗଭର୍ନାନ୍ସ?
sir, ଆମର ବିଜନେସ